Hey y'all, this is gonna be a rambly video. I know I've owed you guys one for a while, and I was kind of hoping when I told you guys I would make a rambly video that I could make like some sort of like funny haha video about like something stupid that happened to me in my life. I don't know. This is not going to be that. This is gonna be a more personal video about my mental health and stuff like that, and kind of just my general health, I guess. So this is going to be a little bit of like it's not going to be dark in any way, but it's not going to be like a positive video. So if you're like not into that, or you don't really want to hear me like complain or vent, I wouldn't watch this video. I do feel like most of the things I'm going to be like complaining or venting about are valid for me to complain or vent about, but I know some people just don't like that, so just don't watch. I got my Diet Coke. I'm ready to talk for the next hour, probably. Not like 100% sure where to start with all of this. I didn't write anything down. I kind of debated on writing down like a timeline of things that I wanted to talk about, or less of a timeline, more of like bullet points of just like how to get from one like topic to the next, I guess. I don't know. That took me forever to think of the word topic, but I think I'm just gonna start talking and see where it takes me. See where the wind takes us. So if you guys have been following me for a long time, you know that I used to struggle a lot with my mental health, and I want to start this off by saying that overall I'm doing well. Like, I feel like compared to where I've been in my life before, I'm in a very, very good place. However, I do struggle a lot with exhaustion, and I don't even know how to accurately describe my exhaustion to people, because I feel like a lot of people, when I tell them that I'm like always tired, they're like, oh, me too. And I'm like, no, it's not the same. And I know other people struggle like with the same thing I do, but it's like when people think I just mean like, oh, I'm tired, like it's like a normal thing. And I'm like, what I experience is not normal, and it's not something that I think most people relate to. And so I try to tell people, like, I am so exhausted 24/7 that it is quite literally debilitating. I can't move, I can't function, I can't think, I can't get up, I can't do anything. I don't want to eat, I don't want to go to the bathroom, because I'm so tired that quite literally anything, even something that could keep me alive, sounds like impossible. And saying like something that keeps me alive is a little dramatic, but like, I don't want to eat, like I don't want to drink anything, I don't want to get up to get myself water, like I don't want to do anything. I can't do chores, I can't work, those are absolutely out of the question. But like, I will hold like my pee for like hours if I have to, because I can't move, I don't want to move, I can't get up. And if I do get up, I'm afraid I'm going to like fall over because I'm so tired that I can't see straight. It is a debilitating exhaustion, and it really affects my quality of life. And it's not fun. It's really, really, really draining. It's really defeating, because I have tried to go to the doctor to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me a million times. And every single time I go to the doctor, it's like, oh, let's do blood work. They do blood work. Everything comes back fine. And they're like, oh, everything's fine. Okay, so what can we do next? Never hear back, because my blood work's fine, so I'm fine. No, I'm not. I'm not fucking fine. I hate that. It's like impossible to get actual care. And right now, this is something that I'll talk about probably more towards the end, like my financial situation, but it is awful, so awful to live in a country that couldn't care less about the individual and their well-being, because I can't afford to go to the doctor right now, and I would love to, because I, over the last week or so, have been experiencing the most debilitating exhaustion of my life, and I want someone to finally care, and I can't afford to go to the doctor. So I know that even if I did go and just, you know, like spent the money on one trip, even though like I shouldn't, I wouldn't get the care that I needed, and it would be a waste of money. And it's really hard because I want to do it so bad, and I can't. I can't get help. I can't figure out what's wrong with me. And I think if I did go to a doctor who genuinely cared and listened to me and wanted to do all these tests, I can't do it anyways, because I can't afford it. And so it's just gotten to a point where I have to live with it, and I can't live. I mean, like, I'm alive, but I'm not living. And I started seeing my current psychiatrist maybe like 2 years ago, and he's been like my saving grace. Seriously, I have never met a more amazing psychiatrist in my life who actually cares and actually listens, and he's tried so hard to help me have a life. and enjoy my life and improve my quality of life. And he has, like, tremendously helped, you guys. But at a certain point, there's only so much, like, these medications can do before I just, you know, my body gets used to them and I'm back to feeling like it's not enough. And fuck. When I started seeing my psychiatrist, I was on like a mood stabilizer and I think my birth control and something else, I can't remember. And I had talked to him a few times and he had brought up the idea of me maybe having like ADHD. So I ended up doing an ADHD assessment. I do have ADHD, which I kind of thought maybe that's where the exhaustion was coming from, because I have seen people like on TikTok who have ADHD and it's to the point where they're so exhausted all the time that like they have to take their medications every single day. I actually saw this girl on TikTok who was talking about how she had started seeing a psychiatrist and she got diagnosed with ADHD. They put her on, let's say, Vyvanse. I don't know what she was actually put on, doesn't matter anyways, but they told her basically like, take it when you need it, but try not to take it every day. And so she made a TikTok saying that she has to take it every day because she can't really function without it, and she wants to live her life and be happy and feel normal, but she can't if she's not able to take this medication every day. And so the comments were just full of people being like, girl, take them every day. You deserve to live a normal, happy life. You deserve to have a good quality of life. Take those pills every day. And she ended up seeing a new psychiatrist who told her the same thing, essentially. Like, if you can't function on a day-to-day basis, you do need to take them every day because they're take as needed. She's like, you do. That is as needed. So you're fine. And that's kind of where my psychiatrist is at. He's like, obviously, if you're spreading them out, like taking them more on work days than on the weekends, whatever, they're going to work better on the work days. He's like, but if you can't function and you need them on your off days, take them. You take them as you need them. So I started taking stimulants probably 2 years ago, and I started with Vyvanse, and I loved it. Oh my God, I loved the Vyvanse. I felt like I could do anything. I felt like I could take on the world. You guys, I couldn't even do laundry prior to this. I would wait 2 months to do laundry. I would just buy new clothes, which is a whole problem in itself. I hated laundry so much that I would buy new clothes. Now I do laundry every couple of days because I can. Because I fucking can. I started on Vyvanse and that worked for a little bit of time. But then I started crashing on the Vyvanse. So in the beginning I would take, I think I was on a pretty low dose. I would take like maybe a 20 of Vyvanse. And that would last me all day. I'd go to bed, wake up in the morning, take my Vyvanse, I'd be good all day. Then there was one day where I was with my sister and some of our friends, and we were going to this like music festival thing. It was like a free music festival in Phoenix, I don't know. And Renee Rapp was gonna be there. And I think I talked about this in a video, but I was so excited to see Renee Rapp. And I crashed. And it was my first time crashing from a stimulant. I didn't know what was happening, but I was so tired and I felt like I couldn't even pretend to be present. Like I was a zombie. I couldn't really talk. I couldn't smile. Like I was completely out of it. And my psychiatrist had warned me about the crash. So I was like, okay, I think that's what's happening. I had never experienced it. And I had plans that night. And I texted my friend who I was hanging out with later that night. We were going out for someone's like birthday or something. And I really wanted to go. I was so excited to go. But I texted her really upset and I was like, I can't even go see Renee Rapp because I can't even function right now. I just need to sleep. And so she was like, well, how about you Uber to me? You can take a nap like at my place and then we'll figure it out. So I ended up taking another Vyvanse because I was like feeling so miserable that I would do anything at that point not to feel like that. I took a Vyvanse and by the time I got to my friend, I was in like a full-blown like meltdown, but I felt fine. And I think that made the meltdown almost worse because that was the first point I think I realized that I'm not going to feel normal without medication. And that's not really a healthy mindset for me to be in personally because I'm in a place where, yeah, I do need medication to feel normal. And I don't ever want to be like against that or like against medication or against, because at the end of the day, if I can take a pill take 10 seconds of my day, if even that, to take a pill and feel normal, why would I not do that? You know, and it's okay. You know, my brain is wired differently, and if I need this one thing to feel normal, that's okay. And that's what I try to tell myself, but that was like a negative mindset I had gotten into like that night. And sometimes I still find myself in that mindset, but I felt normal, and I was frustrated that I felt normal because of a pill. And you know, I got over that. We went out, we had an amazing night. That's actually like one of the first nights I met my boyfriend. So very glad I ended up going to that, because I remember that night, this is so crazy actually, because I've never put these together. This is like completely unrelated now. So we went out this night, and I had met my boyfriend one time prior to this, but he was there. And I was actually kind of seeing somebody at the time, like just very casually, but still seeing somebody. That person that I had been seeing wanted to take a break, which got for what? We're not even dating, but anyways, that's beside the point. That guy wanted to take a break, so we were on a break. Essentially, when I went out this night, we were not on a break the first night that I had met my boyfriend, if that like makes sense. So this had been like maybe 2 weeks after the first night I had met my current boyfriend. I was seeing a different guy. My air just turned on. I don't know if it's gonna be so loud because I'm over here, so I feel like it might not be that loud, so I might just leave it on. If it's like obnoxious though, I'm gonna hate myself. I'm gonna go turn it off. It should turn off in a second. I don't think it'll be that loud because I'm kind of far from it, so I'm just gonna keep talking. I promise it'll be off soon though. What's fun, okay, so this is so unrelated from the whole premise of the video, but the first time I had met my boyfriend, again, I was seeing somebody, but that night I met him, he was like instantly obsessed with me, which girls, find a man that is instantly and forever obsessed with you, please. The first night I met him, he was like, let me take you out, like, do you want to come? Because we met out at a bar, but we had mutual friends, and he kept telling me like, I want to take you out. Like if things don't work out, this guy want to take you out, whatever. I'm probably making him sound like a fucking freak. I promise it wasn't weird like that. That's not how the tone of the conversation even was. This next night that we met out, when I had taken my second Vyvanse, so I'm feeling fucking great, I was talking to one of his friends that I had known prior to even knowing him. And he asked me how me and so-and-so were, the guy I had been seeing, and I told him, oh, we're like on a break. I'm not even joking, the way my current boyfriend's head whipped around, and he goes, you're on a break? Can I take you out? It was like insane, and I was like, oh my god, like, leave me alone. And I told him, like, I don't know how this break is going to end up. Like, I don't know if we're gonna, like, end up resolving things, whatever. It wasn't even like we were in, like, a bad place. It was so insane. Taking a break when you're not even dating is the most bad shit. I don't even know. Anyways, nothing, again, didn't even go out with my current boyfriend until like I had ended things with the guy because I was like, this break is so stupid. And so I like eventually ended things with that guy. And then we had gone out like a week maybe after I had ended things officially with that guy. My current boyfriend was out, and we've hung out every single day since that day. Anyways, now we basically live together and we're moving in together. Fun fact, I'm moving out of this apartment. I'm very sad to be moving out of this apartment. I love this apartment so much, but we wanted a bigger place. I live in a 1-bedroom. He's been living here for the last fucking 8 months, who knows? And so we just want a bigger place and we want to move locations, so yeah. Back to what I was saying, completely got sidetracked there, but it's me, so what do you expect? After the Vyvanse stopped working as well for me, I moved on to Adderall, which is what I still take now. When I started taking Adderall, I was on, I want to say, I was taking like 30, I was probably taking like 40 milligrams a day. I think I had like a 30 and a 10, and I would break them in half. And so I would take like 15 in the morning, 15 in the afternoon, and then if I needed like the 10s or the 5s, I would take those as needed, whatever. Yeah, that's progressed rapidly because my body just gets so used to medications. And what's also really weird, so all of the medications I'm on when it comes to like mood stabilizers, antidepressants, whatever it may be, I'm on like the lowest dose because my body doesn't need anything more than that. In fact, when I do take a higher dose of some of my medications that I've been on for so long, I have like a freak out. My body's like, this is too much. And then I have like a mental breakdown. And so I have to go back to the low dose. With Adderall, I don't even know if I should tell you guys this. I am on a dose that is above the cap. I'll just say that. Well above the cap. I take a ridiculous amount of Adderall, and I didn't know that until a week ago, which I don't know when this video is going up, but it doesn't matter anyways. A week since filming this video, a week ago, I looked up the cap because I was curious. My jaw dropped. And some days it's still not enough, which is the sad part. That's how I know for a fact that there is some sort of underlying condition that I have. I don't know what it is. I have an idea of what it could be, but I also, ever since looking it up, I'm not sure, because the condition I might have is also treated with stimulants, and I'm above the cap of even what you would take if you had that. So overall, it's just been kind of a struggle. I feel like the last week I have been, I think definitely in my head, because I looked up the cap and I saw that in comparison to what I'm taking, and I wasn't really sleeping well over the last couple months, maybe. I'm bringing out my notebook because I wrote stuff down during a bad day that I had, and I want to read it to you. But I wasn't sleeping well, and I was having really bad back pain, and that's something that I don't even know. I'm still kind of having the back pain. It's not nearly as bad, but I was having this like severe back pain to the point where like I couldn't sleep at night. I told my dad, and I had tried to do like a couple different things because I was like, well, maybe my bed is like too firm. So we got like a really soft mattress pad, and I got new pillows, and then I got this like matte mattress pad thing. I don't really know, this like foam mattress pad thing that had like divots in it to like hit certain pressure points in your back to try to relieve pain. That helped. I used that, and I slept on the floor. I tried sleeping on the couch. I tried sleeping on the floor. I slept on the floor with that pad, and that was probably the best sleep I had gotten. I told my dad, because my dad was the one who got me my old mattress, and I had asked him like if it was soft or firm, whatever, because we were thinking maybe I needed like a firmer mattress. Maybe the soft is not helping because the mattress pad made it worse. So the soft wasn't helping. So then my dad was like, oh, I think that it's like a medium, it's like in the middle. So he was like, I'll get you a firmer one. My dad has a mattress guy. My dad has a guy for everything. Don't ask. So my dad ended up, I wasn't even, that's the thing about my dad, is that I will call him and I'll be like, hey, I just have a question about this thing. And then he's like, I'll get you what you need. And I'm like, that's not why I called, but thank you. I love you so much. Because I couldn't afford a mattress. I'll break this on my knee. I was gonna buy a mattress though, because I was like, I have to sleep. I can't sleep right now. So I wasn't sleeping for a while. And then obviously my lack of sleep was affecting my meds because the stimulants only do so much. If I'm not fucking sleeping at night, I'm exhausted during the day on top of my like chronic exhaustion. Their meds are not doing much. So I got the new mattress and it was helping. It really was. But now for some reason, the back pain is back and I don't know why. And so I've been sleeping on the couch every couple of nights because I feel like I just squirm a lot in my sleep trying to like adjust my back, and I just end up on the couch because I feel bad. I don't want to wake up my boyfriend. He has to wake up at 5 a.m. for work. So like last night I slept on the couch. I slept actually pretty well last night. I feel really good today. Anyways, but a couple days ago, I have been on my new dose of Adderall for a couple weeks, and I was fine for like a while. And I noticed within the last week, which this might be me getting into my own head about like the amount that I'm taking, but I was having a really hard time sleeping at night. And so I started taking melatonin, and that wasn't really helping much. Melatonin doesn't help me. Honestly, most sleeping medications don't help me. I've tried taking trazodone before, and I woke up feeling so incredibly depressed. That was awful, and I was like, I'm never taking this again. I react really poorly to sleep medications, and I think my sister does too. I don't know why, you guys, it's really bizarre. On Saturday night, I think it was, I slept really bad, and I woke up in the morning, I dead ass wrote down my like schedule because I was like, I need to keep track of this so I can tell my psychiatrist. I went to bed at 9:30 p.m. I woke up at midnight, wide awake, completely, and I laid there until maybe 1 a.m. trying to keep my eyes closed and fall asleep. That didn't work. So I finally just got up. I edited a video at 1 a.m. I was watching Good Mythical Morning and eating cereal at my desk, like in the middle of the fucking night. I didn't end up trying to go back to sleep until 3 a.m. and I slept on the couch. I probably fell asleep around 4, so I'm awake for 4 hours in the middle of the night. I slept from 9:30 to midnight. What is that? I can't do math. 2.5 hours? Keep in mind, I had taken 2 melatonin as well. I slept basically 2.5 hours with 2 melatonin in my system, wake up fucking wired until 4 a.m. And then I woke up at 6:15 and I was awake for the day. So I slept 4 hours that night. So then I started to think maybe I'm wired as fuck because of the amount of Adderall I'm taking, but then I'm like, but I need it, like, because I can't function during the day without it. So then I'm like in my own head about all of this different stuff. And then I'm like, maybe, like, I don't even know. I just like freak myself out really easily over anything. I shouldn't have looked up the cap. I really shouldn't have. So then on Sunday, this was this recent Sunday from when I'm filming this video, I had decided while I was awake for those fucking 4 hours in the middle of the night, I had decided that I was not going to take, or I was going to try, I should say, not to take any of my Adderall all of Sunday and just be miserable, but see if I slept that night. I woke up at 6:15 and I took my Abilify and my Zoloft, my mood stabilizer, and my SSRI. I did not take my Adderall, which I normally would take a 15 right when I wake up. Didn't take that. I fell back asleep, which this is like, because this is a combination of me not sleeping the night before and my exhaustion. Fell back asleep at 8:30, so I was awake for 2 hours. Fell back asleep, took a nap at 8:30 and woke up at 10. And me and my boyfriend had gone to the post office in Walmart in that gap of me being awake from 6 to 8 because I needed to drop off packages. I needed to like ship stuff from Depop, and then also we needed to go to Walmart to get a couple things. I was a miserable bitch to be around. And he was like, I'm begging you to take your meds. So when I woke up at 10, I did end up I took half of a 15. So I took a 7.5. I had never really taken a 7.5 before. I usually just took a 15. So I broke a 15.5, had to chew on it with my little teeth, my little rat teeth, took a 7.5. Then at 12:45, I took another 7.5 because I was thinking I want to be able to not be miserable to be around today, because also when I'm not on my meds, I'm so tired. I'm just a fucking bitch, you guys. I'm not enjoyable to be around. My quality of life is so bad that I'm just a miserable person, and I'm a miserable person to be around. And that's not fair to anyone in my life. 12:45, I took another 7.5. That's where I stopped writing it down, because clearly I had given up on not taking any of my Adderall. But I took 30 total on Sunday, and I slept okay that night. So then I was like, okay, so now we're gonna like do a little experiment. You know, we're gonna see if like I can survive a work day taking less than I'm prescribed. And so on Monday, I took a 15 when I woke up because I thought like, okay, we'll get my day started. We'll take a 15, we'll get some work done, and then I'll finish off the rest of my day with 7.5 instead of just taking 15s throughout the day. And I didn't sleep as well that night. So yesterday, I took a 7.5 when I woke up, and it just wasn't enough for the morning, and I had a mental breakdown. I was so tired. I drove to the post office. I drive to the post office like almost daily because I'm selling stuff on Depop, on Etsy, whatever. I was driving to the post office and I'm like rubbing my eyes and I'm like, I shouldn't be driving. And so I went home because I was like, I shouldn't even be allowed to be it. Like, I shouldn't have a license. I'm just kidding. It was not that bad. I would not have driven if I thought I was going to be a danger. I was also taking back roads. Like, it was fine. But I did end up going home because I was like, I'm so tired. I really should not be driving right now. So I end up getting back home and I just start sobbing because I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And like, I want to be able to sleep at night. I'm so sick of not sleeping, but I'm so sick of sleeping all day. And I don't know what to do anymore. And I was like just sobbing on my couch, and I made a doctor's appointment for Thursday, which is tomorrow when I'm filming this. And I was like, I just don't know. I don't know what else to do. Like, I need help. And if they try to tell me that they're just going to do blood work and then I'm fucked after that, I'm going to tell them. I'm probably in my brain, I'm thinking of the conversation we're gonna have, and I'm like, and this is a trigger warning for Susan. I am fine, and I want to emphasize that, you guys, I am not in this place. But it's gotten to a point where I feel like the only way somebody's gonna take me seriously is if I tell them I'm gonna kill myself. But then that's gonna get me locked up, so that's not even gonna help. So I'm like going over this conversation in my head where they're like, okay, well, we'll just do blood work. And I would tell them like, that's not enough. Like, I need you to do more than that. And there has to be other tests you can do. And they'd be like, well, let's start with blood work. And I'd be like, well, then I'm just gonna kill myself. But I promise I'm fine. I'm like, I can't even emphasize enough that I'm not in that place. And it was like a frustration conversation that I was having with no one in my brain. Like, I'm insane. But yeah, that would get me locked up. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna X out that plan. So then I call my sister because I ended up falling asleep. I'm like sobbing on my couch and then I fall asleep, you know, and then I wake up and I feel much better. I took my meds and then I felt, you know, completely fine. I felt kind of crazy. So I call my sister and I tell her about my little mental breakdown, and I told her I booked a doctor's appointment, and she's kind of telling me like, I would just be prepared for them to do blood work and do the same thing they always do. She's like, honestly, and she's like, I would try to see your psychiatrist sooner because my appointment wasn't for a couple weeks. So she's like, I do think he can help you more than a doctor would. So, and he's obviously a doctor, but different doctors, whatever. So I end up calling my psych office. I get an appointment for yesterday. He had an appointment open, so I just took it. And we talked, and we have a game plan set up of things we're gonna try. I had sleeping medications that I had been previously prescribed by him that I hadn't taken because I don't like the way my body reacts to them, but he told me to try again. He said that he thinks like this one versus the other ones I had tried, they're just different. So I did take them last night. I did sleep last night. However, I woke up in the middle of the night and felt like my whole body needed to be cracked, which is a weird feeling. So I'm like squirming around in bed, and then I finally just went to the couch because I was like trying to crack my whole body, and it was popping and locking and dropping. So I ended up going to the couch. So that was weird. Is that a normal side effect? Your whole body feeling like it needs to be cracked? That's insane. So I came to the couch and I slept until 8. So normally I wake up at like 5 and I'm like, okay, time to start my day. So I slept from like probably 9:30 to 8, which I needed the sleep like desperately. So I do feel good today. And then we have like other like little things that we're gonna try, and he told me to just keep him updated day to day, which I'm going to do. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely hopeful that like, you know, obviously, and he said this to me too. He was like, this isn't gonna last forever. You're not gonna feel like this forever. He was like, this will pass. I love him for that because I feel like that's such a huge thing when people are in this like mindset of like, I'm gonna feel like this for the rest of my life. It's not true, and you need to be told that it's not true, because all feelings, like all negative feelings, depression, anxiety, all of those things, like my exhaustion, they will pass. You know, you are not going to feel like this forever. And I know he has my back, and I know he is trying so hard to help me. And I have never been so grateful for somebody in my life. Like, truly just an incredible, incredible doctor, psychiatrist. Like, I am so grateful, you guys. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just kind of struggling with like trying to figure out like the best, I don't know, course of action to like not feel poopy every day and be able to sleep while also being able to function during the day. It's just kind of like a battle between like, do I want to be productive all day, or do I want to be like a little bit miserable during the day but sleep at night? It's hard, but I think that's pretty much where I'm at now. Yeah, because I went up to today. So yeah, that's where we're at. I was gonna vent about some other stuff, but I've already been filming for 40 minutes, so I feel like maybe I'll save that for another video. It's just like a bunch of me like complaining about random stupid shit. I don't know. Sorry, I got a text. I'm human. Okay, let me check my phone. I know I had talked about me not being able to like afford going to the doctor right now. That's a story within itself. I'm fine, like, and I don't say, I don't want to be like one of those people who's like, I'm broke, give me money. That's the last thing I want. Like, I can take care of myself and I will figure it out like I always do. That's, you know, that's how I've always been. But I am like, honestly, in all honesty, struggling financially right now. And it's because of something that happened. It's not just because I'm like so bad with money. It was something that happened in my life, and that I feel like is something that I will talk about eventually, but I honestly can't even go into detail about it. So it's just gonna have to be like, I don't even know. I honestly don't know. That I'm gonna have to prep and plan how I'm gonna fucking talk about that, because I can't talk about it. I'm also gonna go on a rant about insurance, which will have to be for another time again, because that's just gonna add another 20 minutes to this video. So I think I'm gonna go. I'll probably do another rambly video soon and just rant about all of that stuff, because the insurance thing I can talk about in full force. I'm so pissed. I hate United Healthcare. I hate them. But again, that's gonna have to be a whole other video. So you're gonna get another ramble from me very soon, I'm sure. But yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to give you guys like an update on where I'm at. I've always been very open, very transparent about my mental health, and I feel like the last thing I would ever want to do is pretend like things are happy and great and grand and my life is perfect, because it's not. And I hate when people do that. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously some people like do not struggle with this kind of stuff. That's not their fault, and God bless them. And so do I expect everyone to talk about mental health? No, because if you're not struggling with it, what the hell are you going to talk about? But I just don't like the idea that like an influencer's life is so perfect and grand, and it's like, what? If I'm gonna share the positives, I'm also gonna share the negatives. Like, I feel like that's only fair. And I've also already in the past been so open about this stuff. I feel like it would be like insane to hide it. Like, I don't know. And honestly, it is kind of like therapeutic to talk about it. And I know that you guys to an extent understand what I'm talking about. And I'm sure some of you struggle with the same things. And I'm sure it's like, I don't know, therapeutic for you to hear me rant about it, because it's like, oh, I'm not like alone. I'm not the only one who deals with this. And that's how I feel talking about it to you guys, because I read the comments and it's like, oh my God, finally someone gets me. Like, I don't know. My camera's about to stop recording for the second time, so I really am gonna go. I love you guys so very much. If you stayed till the end of this, I appreciate you. Sorry to be like, I don't know, Debbie Downer if I was. Don't mean to be. Just talking, just venting, but I really do love you guys so much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.